but it's definitely his best matchup. But coming out from Bioice, I expect we'll see some roaches, because that seems to be what Bioice likes to do. But I've seen him go Muta as well, so hopefully one will go Roach Hydra and the other one will go Mutaling, because that just makes for a slightly more interesting game.
Yeah, I would agree. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, I don't know. I've always loved ZVZ so much, even as a Zerg player, loved it. My favorite matchup.
Are you being serious now, or are you like trolling? I can't tell. It's like when people are like, I love that PvP, and you're like, you're dead to me. So, anyway, we're seeing let's introduce the players.
Yeah, in the bottom left,
I'll do it.
steal the introduction for team.
Oh my god!
Bioice, the pink Zerg. I just
You do the rest of it. I can't do this anymore. You stole my intro for Bioice. Oh my god. It hurts. Alright, let's introduce our other player. In the top right hand side is going to be our Sky Blue KiToO, German player, playing for... Which clan is this one? I think it's our sponsor.
Yep.
Yeah, BrwL. I just didn't want to butcher the name in case I said it wrong.
It's definitely, you just read it, BrwL, BrwL.
Yeah.
So even
Yeah.
so you're like, bro, you know?
Yeah, well, it's the Australian accent. It's like, it just drags out certain words, and I don't want to do it. Because this is our sponsor, and that'd be the worst one to get wrong. So.
That would be hilarious.
Anyway, yeah, thanks, bro, for taking that intro. That was really nice of you.
No problem. I just wanted to see how you handle it, on your toes. It's like, what is he
doing? I didn't handle it well. Like, the rage is real.
Like,
anyway, we are seeing, it looks like a hat-trick coming down from KiToO. It should be very, very nice going to this game. We do see the earlier spawning pool coming up from Bioice. But they are cross-positioned, so I'll give the opener a little bit to KiToO in terms of effectiveness. But how does he utilize that is the question.
Yeah, I agree. KiToO's opener just looks better just because of the spawn locations. Bioice being really safe with the spawning pool. I mean, it's not like he's being aggressive. It's really just I don't want to die to anything crazy on such an important tournament game.
He isn't getting gas, and KiToO is getting gas. So I imagine by the first engagement, KiToO should be fine, and I think his economy will kick in as well, which would be quite nice. And we're seeing that it's already shown in the units tab. I do believe he's a little bit, 14 to 15. So he's that extra drone up on his opponent. However, he's going to be mining gas. He's going to have slightly less minerals at the same time. It's like... well, one drone is like, we've gone up to 3 drones now with 17 to 13. So...
Jeez. But
why
is
stage of the game, that one drone counts...
Zerglings that were produced by Bioice. 6 Zerglings already on the map. None. That's for KiToO.
It's going to really come down. Well, he's going to have his queens out pretty soon as well. And I'll imagine he will pump out. Actually, he's going for another drone. I'm surprised. Usually they make that first one into just 2 Zerglings just to make sure. There's the 2 Zerglings at the natural base instead. Let's have a look at our production tab.
Half of a Zergling. They just make one. It just pops out. It's half a Zergling, half a drone.
It just crawls along the ground. Great. That's a fantastic image. Let's go with that one. Anyway, the 2 Zerglings have popped now, but we still have the 6 from Bioice. Can they slip into a main and do any sort of economic damage? That's kind of what he needs to do. It'll let him get into this game. It'll pull KiToO back, and the queen isn't done yet, but it's going to be done momentarily. Focus Fire has gone down the drone on the gas. Hasn't been able to take one off so far. It doesn't look like he's going to get the kill. However, he's still escaped with all 6. Getting the pick off. 5 remaining links now for Bioice.
Down. Does he get the drone? I think he...
Nicely done, making sure he does get a kill on one of the drones, 2 of the drones.
That's it.
And the 3rd isn't going to go down. Very nice, KiToO saving that extra drone there. That was really cool. It got down to 10 health before it went.
Yeah.
The Baneling Nest has been thrown down now from Bioice. It looks like he wants to continue with this aggression. He does have just drones on the way, it looks like. Or is it a defensive Baneling Nest? I'm not too sure with the timing. Because I don't play Zerg, so now I'm going to sound like a scrub. But that's okay. Baneling Nest from coming down from both players at the front slightly earlier for Bioice. Let's have a look at our units tab just to see what exactly even. But 27 to 26 now for Bioice, 29 for KiToO. So yeah, I think that aggression did its work. It just got the scout off and it got the kill on 2 drones.
It's pretty good, and 2 Zerglings. So I think it was kind of an even trade as far as resources go. KiToO lost 168 resources in total, whereas Bioice actually only lost 150. So just a slight advantage, very slight advantage for Bioice.
Hey, KiToO's finished his speed now, but it doesn't look like he wants to. He's come out with another 6 more Zerglings, but he only has 8 on the field in total. The Queens are still out, and the Queens are nicely positioned against that Baneling nest, so I can't imagine that's going to come into play too much. But the fact is, he still has it, and Bioice is going to have it now. So both players both have speed. So if there was an option or a window, it's now gone. But he's going to get a little bit of a scout off on the main, which is quite nice. Is the both Zerglings going to get out? Yes, they both look like they're going to survive as well. So nicely done by KiToO, keeping those two alive. Oh, so KiToO going out with the Queen.
Yeah, I think Bioice is actually getting the same scout off with the 2 Zerglings in KiToO's space.
It's like I'm just having a little bit of lag. So you solo cast for like 4 minutes or so?
I suppose so. Rest in pieces, Dragonite. 2015 RSL Season 2.
Damn it.
Dragonite, we can hear you. So yeah, we're just gonna hopefully get this sorted out really quick while we wait to lose our Australian. There, he's out of here. So it looks like I'll be just casting for the rest of the game. My most knowledgeable and favorite matchup, ZBZ. So we have the thing that we should be noting here is both players have the Spire going up. You know, just a little bit of probing going on with the Zerglings constantly trying to get into the other person's base to see how far the tech paths have gone. But yeah, it looks like no one's really taken that third base yet. So probably just going to be seeing a Muta versus Muta play here with the Speedlings. There we go. There's actually the third base from KiToO. I stand corrected. Did not see that. And third from Bioice, but slightly behind. Will KiToO be able to defend this third? I think he will, because of the Banelings here are going to make a huge force multiplier. Of course, some Banelings being added in here for Bioice too, so this is really just going to come down to micro. But the 2 Queens are going to make a pretty big difference for Bioice here. 3 Queens. So. Oh, really good Baneling hit there. For Bioice. Oh, the Baneling, he just barely was able to pull his Zerglings back in time. That Baneling soaking up 1.5 Banelings. This poor Overlord not going to make it out of here alive. So the aggression is just going to continue. Bioice is just continuing to run in on all sides. He actually did get a little bit of damage done in the main base too. Oh, there's these Banelings chasing other Banelings. If this one Baneling can go off, he'll actually kill 3 Banelings. But Bioice... Bioice would need to commit 2 of his own Banelings. So he's going to actually... Oh, the Zerglings! Wow. If KiToO had just detonated that Baneling just a little bit earlier, he could have killed quite a few Zerglings. So yeah, we have Bioice just preparing to attack in 2 sides every time, constantly trying to run and get damage done. He's attacking into the main base. I'm not really sure what the Zerglings are doing, just running back and forth. But oh man, they're getting so many worker kills at the third. Just cleaned up the entire mineral line. 9 workers killed by Bioice. So I think that actually puts Bioice... you know what? Bioice is still behind. He's catching up in workers, but he is still a little bit behind in workers. Mutas are starting to fly around and clear up all of the overlords, so maybe some of these counterattacks will be a little bit more effective. The upgrades, they're pretty much even. Actually, KiToO's 1 armor for the Muta is going to be a little bit behind, but they're very close. It is a mirror matchup if I've ever seen one. Pretty evenly matched so far. I mean, the resources lost tab looks pretty similar for both players, and yeah, KiToO is kind of been really conservative after losing his entire mineral line of making more drones. He's finally starting to make more drones now. But it actually let Bioice get in the lead for the worker count. Here's a big Muta versus Muta fight here. The Mutas are even for both players, but we are closer to KiToO's base. So the reinforcement, oh, you know, KiToO runs back. Probably didn't have a very good position there for the Mutas, but we probably can't fight here with all the queens. Definitely not. Transfusions rather, and 4 queens are just actually pretty good against Mutas. KiToO actually crawled. No, I was going to say he crawled back into the lead in the worker count, and then Bioice spiked up ahead of him again. But yeah, this game is so even. I don't even really know what to say about it. Just Ling Muta against Ling Muta, constantly flying back and forth and killing other Lings and Mutas. We just lost 2 workers from KiToO. A couple of Zerglings just getting damage done where they can. And KiToO is now setting up his own attack, his own counter. He's going to run in here with a couple of Zerglings, see what he can do here. It doesn't look like it's a multi-pronged. Oh, you know what? We're seeing some Banelings. Maybe he's just going to try and see if he can catch Bioice off guard by rolling up with some Banelings and saying, "Hey, workers!" and maybe attacking in a different location at the same time. At the same time, KiToO is posturing defensively. Here come the Banelings, rolling into the mineral line. There's 1 Baneling, there's 2 Banelings. Bioice didn't notice to pull his drones in time, so he just lost quite a few workers there to the 2 Baneling hit squad. And a couple of workers, Zerglings are now coming in to finish off any really damaged workers. With all that, Bioice has crawled and clawed his way into the lead for the Muta count. He's up by 3 so far. And honestly, that number, up by 3, is actually huge. Now he's up by 5 Muta. It's huge to be up. Oh, but the queen. So let's see. It's really going to come down to these transfuses. How good are the transfuses going on here for KiToO? They're pretty good. Yeah, Bioice is now starting to have his Muta count dwindle. I don't think you can fight this with that many queens there. Those transfuses, just keeping the lower Muta count alive was huge. Plus the DPS from that many queens. Counterattack at the same time from KiToO. Man, he's just everywhere right now. He's just setting up, Baneling run-bys and a couple, handfuls, not even big amounts of Zerglings. So if I were going to do a Zergling run-by, I'd run by, 40 Zerglings. Of course, these players are a little bit better, significantly better than my Zerg. So they're just making it work with, 4 or 3 Zerglings, just running them by and getting some damage done, killing workers. It's pretty crazy. And Bioice, again, with his own counterattacks, instantly shut down at the 4th base for KiToO, but the Muta are going to fly in here. There's nothing here, not even a Spore Crawler, no queens. He takes 2 workers and he's like, alright, cool, I'm out of here. Then 3 more Zerglings running into the 4th base of KiToO. This is Zerg versus Zerg at its finest, when you have 3 Zerglings killing off mineral lines at a time. KiToO is slowly crawling up there in his supply lead, though. He's just slightly higher in workers. The upgrades are actually in favor. Well, I have 2 armor versus 1/1 for Bioice for the air attack for air units. Interestingly enough, we're seeing KiToO upgrading BrwL and pathogen glands, so he's going to be transitioning out and away from his Muta. He probably just wants to take this to a type of unit that he can win with. A huge Muta fight happening down here. A big aggression going on at the 3rd base of KiToO with Zerglings. He might even lose the base from the Zerglings. But the Muta fight, I think it's in favor of Bioice. Yes, it definitely is in favor of Bioice. He has more Mutas in this flock. More being added. Yeah, so Bioice just won the Muta fight here. Of course, KiToO's just going to fall back to the queens. There's the transfuses. Queens are so good. Alright, so if you don't make 20 queens in ZVZ, you should. This is what I'm getting from this game. Make all of the queens. Infestors are finally being added here from KiToO. So he does have pathogen glands, he does have burrow. If he just gets one good lockdown on a bunch of Muta from Bioice, if he could surprise him, that would be game-changing. Considering the Bioice is still behind in supply, technically. Behind in supply, behind in army, behind in workers, even though he just won a big Muta fight. And we see KiToO has burrowed his infestors. He's just going to hide them, wait for a big engagement from Bioice, just unburrow and try to get a fungal off on all of those Mutas. So he's just going to wait then, and oh, maybe he does push out. Maybe he says, alright, you know what, fine, I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's harassment, we can't take it. So we're just going to run across the map with all of the Zerglings. It's a huge Zergling count. And the infestors slowly coming in from behind. So we're just going to figure out where we want to engage from. While Bioice says, okay, I need more banelings. Oh man, this baneling... Not quite finished. There's the big fungal there on all of the Muta. I think he has enough infestors here to just chain fungal the Muta. I think Bioice just loses this game. That's so much. Yeah, there go all the Muta. I can't imagine him surviving this at this point. There's so many infestors and Muta and Zerglings for KiToO. Of course, KiToO is having to run home for a big counterattack. Well, excuse me. Counterattacks from Bioice on KiToO's 3rd and 4th, while simultaneously a counterattack on Bioice's 3rd. Or 4th, rather. No, it was his... yeah, that was his 3rd. He took this one first. With the Zerglings from KiToO. So... Zergling versus Muta and Infestor and Ling, they just... It's funny because Bioice saw the army that was a huge, superior army from KiToO, and he said, alright, you're coming to attack me, I guess I'll go to attack you now. We're just going to send half of the army, or a handful of Zerglings to your bases, because we know where you are. Bioice just cleaning up workers. I mean, Bioice is still fairly far behind. The supplies have, equaled. They've gotten pretty close together, but that's because those counterattacks that Bioice just pulled off killed off tons of workers, like 30 workers from KiToO. So the supply difference is in workers, and I still don't know that Bioice could actually fight this army. Even though he's taken a massive worker lead, I don't think he can make it a big enough difference. So the Zerglings, the Infestors are going to pop up, they're going to throw down some fungals, so the Muta aren't even going to escape. An excellent counterattack by Bioice, but it just was not enough. In the end, KiToO takes the game from Bioice. Alright. Very well played by both players. KiToO just going for